I'm basically here to talk about is some of the new features and functionality that basically makes our lives as photographers much easier. When I shoot, it's going to rack focus through the entire range. But I don't want all this. I only want these two in focus, or I only want this one in focus. I can selectively say, just give me this in focus, and make everything else look soft. Or I can say, I want all of them in focus. So I can merge everything that the camera took to be in focus. Let me show you what this is. In your menu system, you have this thing called post focus, right? Right now it's off. So what I can do is turn post focus on, and that's all I have to do, right? Now that post focus is on, when I press this shutter, I don't have to worry about focusing anything. The camera will say, you are asking me to post focus. So I'm going to start from here and keep shooting. So when I take this off, that's the image, right? Now watch when I press the shutter. You'll see little green boxes that'll go from the bottom of the frame all the way to the top. Watch this. All right, done. What I have now is a set of images that have things in focus at various planes, going from here to the back. At this point, I can basically say, now I want to, let's say, grab that guy, this guy, whichever one, right? So I can go in here and I'll say, press FN3, and it gives me two options. The first option is auto merge, and if I do auto merge, it'll take all the shots it took and combine them into one, so you have from the beginning to the end in sharp focus. So I'm going to basically show you what auto merging is. So the camera is processing all the images it took and putting them together. There are two things that are happening. One is the focus is changing. The other is the size of the image is also changing. So in its processing, it is actually adjusting for what's known as blooming of the image, as well as the focus stack. Now if I play back, as you can see, these are still a little out of focus, right? But the rest are now in focus. Now let's take that same stack . Sorry. And I'm going to just run it through a focus play again. And I'm going to go back to the F3 button, and this time I'm going to range merge. So I'm going to take, well, take your pick. Which one? The blue one? Or this one? How about this one? Or these two together? All right, let's do these two together. So I'm going to say, yes, I want to do the beginning of this. So it's put a green over there, right? And the back of this. Okay? And now I say, do it. Those two are in focus, and all the rest are out of focus. The other part of this, which is I'm going to turn the post focus off, and then I'm going to go in and do focus bracketing. So in focus bracketing, just like you do exposure bracketing, right? You're familiar with exposure bracketing for HDR? Similar concept of bracketing, but this time with focus. Here you have what's known as more settings, and the more settings are the steps. The steps basically is the distance the lens will focus as it racks. So the biggest number, which is 10, gives you a big rack. A small number of 1 will give you the smallest rack. On average, to get a good image of approximately 3 inches in depth, you need to do a step of 2 and a rack of 45 images. Your depth of field is barely a millimeter. So you want all those to be stacked and yet have enough of an overlap that you'll be able to combine them properly. So when I do this, and at this point, if I press the shutter, it will actually take 45 images in continuum. And when 45 are done, the camera will stop shooting. And by the way, these are all raw files that you now extract and combine.